intro to shop life.
Hey everybody, it's John Grimsmo here. Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here. Erik Grimsmo up there.
So you're talking into here, into my boob right
Where?
there. Yeah.
Can you hear me, YouTube? Hello?
Well, hello everybody, John Grimsmo here.
Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here.
John Grimsmo here in Las Vegas.
Hey everyone, John Grimsmo here. Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here. Welcome to another Shop Life episode. This week, we're making wicked amounts of Norsemen, and I'm actually working on a brand new palette that I've been wanting to make forever and ever and ever. And like 9 months ago, I made the same thing for our Rask knives. I think we have some old footage of that. But now I can finally do the same thing with the Norsemen. And instead of separating, doing a piece here and a piece there and a piece there, this is consolidating all the operations to make basically every single part of the knife in one cycle, in one hit of the go button. Very exciting, as you can tell. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I've been actually picking away at this fixture for like 3 months now. So just yesterday I was able to run the whole thing, and there were a lot of problems, a lot of things I had to tweak.
So in the interest of sharing our mistakes, this just happened.
LBS hole doesn't have any threads in it.
So through all these changes, new code, new fixturing and everything.
And this one's all anodized, and I'm in the final throes of finishing it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put the LBS in.
You're like assembling the finished
Yeah,
knife.
it's like the last thing I put in.
So I have several threaded holes, these little guys, to do fixturing from the back, so it mounts on that fixture. And it also threads the lock bar stabilizer hole, except in Fusion I literally forgot to click on that hole. And now I've made 5-6 knives worth of handles, and none of them are threaded, and it's not going to be easy to go back and redo it. It took me like 4 seconds to change it for the next one. So this is why batch work sucks and why you need the one-piece flow. It would have been nice if you like completely finished a knife, but you can't always do that.
Yeah, I never think to try the LBS hole before I finish the
No,
knife.
because you trust me way too much.
Yeah, and all the other holes worked. Like,
Yeah.
you mounted it on the fixture with the same...
Yeah, so I
like,
do as well. What do you think, Eric?
that looks pretty nice.
What do you think of my thingy?
Your thingy? It's a thingy. It's got a hole, 3 holes.
Yeah. It looks really good. So this is the underside. It's going to get flipped. It's going to be put right here. And if you remember a few months ago, the Pearson mini pallet system is going to go on top of this. I actually need to make a spacer to lift it up to be able to even use it. So that's what this is for. I never get to make this much chips. Alright, so CNC machining can be very, very unforgiving if you're not careful. Made a huge mistake last night and paid the price. So this is what a handle is supposed to look like. Beautiful, corner rounded, looks great. And these are what last night's handles looked like. Super messed up. So what happened is, to make the corner rounder last longer, I wanted to chamfer this first with a 45-degree angle, and then corner round it so that the corner rounder is removing less material. Except in Fusion, I chose the bottom height as, what was it, selected contour, which is the bottom of the part, not model top. So if we do that real quick, selected contour, and then we do a little simulate, which I did not do last night. Calculating, obviously this is exactly what happened. So I feel stupid. But like one wrong move, one wrong change, ruined 4 handles because I did this in a rush, like late at night last night. Ran the whole pallet, lights out, machine shuts off, which is great, except this is the cost of R&D. Instead of testing it one by one, I should have simulated, which I did not do. And no big deal, I can fix it. It's already fixed. Next batch is going to be perfect, but it's kind of the cost of perfection right here, is trying to get it nailed every time. And these aren't even useful. Like, the whole profile is now shorter, even if we tried to fix it. Just garbage. So, what is it? 4 of these guys. So here's a simulation of the side of the handle. So, chamfer, corner round. If the corner rounding tool that has a nice radius is always hitting this corner is actually wearing out a part of the tool, which leaves a chip in the tool. So as the tool, imagine if it's a round like that corner is always wearing a mark in it. And that's not cool. So, theory being, chamfer first, and then corner round.
I just had a full successful run, and except for one little thing. I got ahead of myself. I got excited, and I started running like 4 or 5 pairs of handles, and then Erik gets them, and he's like, you forgot to change this. And I'm like, So that's the problem I'm working on right now, which I think I just fixed in Fusion. Basically, the profile of the handle, all the way around the outside, it's a little choppy, it's a little wavy, and there's a couple dips, and it's just not perfect. And this is a problem we had like a year or 2 ago, which I fixed. If you check out over here, so here's the handles that we have, and if I copy the model of the handle, which I did here, if I trace the outline for the tool, it's got the weird stuff. So what I did is I drew a new sketch of the handles using arcs and tangent lines so that it all flows perfectly together and doesn't have those little dips. So I need to base my toolpath off of that, which I'm now doing. Let me show you real quick what the toolpath will look like. Top, that, and then if I hide that guy. So here are the 3 toolpaths that go around the outside. One is a roughing toolpath, one is a finish, and one is a back chamfer to do this tiny little like 2 to 5 thou chamfer going around the outside. So yeah, we need those 3 toolpaths, and also a few new additions. Proudly made in Canada. I've always wanted to do that, so I'm glad I finally got to it. And we also put the Viking guy with the blades in it, whereas before we just had a big Viking guy. So little things to kind of differentiate new processes, new experiences, fixtures and stuff. And as always, Norseman, December 2017, it's always got the date hard engraved onto the knife.
I've talked about this before, but ncviewer.com, made by my bro Xander. This is cool. So this is my code. This is everything so far. I've got more to come, but that the fixture is doing. So I can zoom in here and I can be like, oh, yeah, okay, the engraving looks good. This is reading my actual G code, what's actually going on, and backplotting it. Okay, my date, my engraving looks good. It's got every line. That part of the B always disappears. Okay, that looks good, that looks good. And it just gives me like a super overview of what's going on. Okay, honeycomb. Okay, this looks good. And then I can verify. I love it.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to right now.
All right, guys. So in the last video where we talked about the Tumbler, there was I wasn't 100% happy with how aggressive this new Tumbler was actually working, because the old one is like violent, and it worked pretty fast. But with this one, I finally looked up the manual for the little VFD that they have here, and I found a way to set the max and minimum vibration frequency. So I was able to turn it up from the normal max that we had here. So that was the max before. So that works a lot better, but it's a lot louder. So yeah, if you didn't hear that, it's a lot faster, but it is a lot louder again, but still, 2 or 3 times more quiet than the last one. So yeah, it's a little bit louder, but it's still very quiet compared to the other one. Like, we can still have a conversation right next to it. But yeah, now it works just as good as that one, if not better, and super happy. And it finally got our seal of approval.